Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you happen to be new here, my name is Jess. As you guys can tell from the title of this video, this is going to be my mid-month check-in. I don't really know what to call this, but that's really what it is. I'm just checking in at the middle of the month to kind of go over how my reading is going, how life is going, all the usual stuff. It's gonna be pretty laid back. I just have a cup of coffee here. I'm just hanging out. I really like these formats of videos where you're just like hanging out because it feels like a little bit more personal than just me rambling about a bunch of crap, even though currently rambling through my intro. But I just wanted to sit down today and show you guys all the books that I've finished so far this month, all the books that I am currently reading, and books that I plan to possibly get to by the end of the month. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because I haven't read a whole lot this month, but I'm really excited about the books that I have read. Nothing better than coffee. Nothing. So the first book that I read this month, I actually have two copies of because I needed to have both of them because I'm extra for some reason, but it's The Witch Doesn't Burn, and this one. This is by Amanda Lovelace. This is a poetry collection. This is the one that I have read, obviously. I have all like my little tabs and stuff inside of it. I absolutely adored this. If you guys are not familiar, I love Amanda Lovelace's writing. It is a poetry book. I don't know if I mentioned that. So it's all poems. The Princess Saves Herself in this one was by far my favorite poetry collection that I think I've ever read. I absolutely loved it. And then this one came along and I love it even more. I didn't know that that was possible. This is the Amazon edition, and then this one is the Target edition, the red edition. This has a little bit of extra content in it, and I'm really excited to get to the extra stuff. But I did also buy her husband's poem book that came out the exact same day. I picked up both of them from Target, which is why I even have the red edition. But I absolutely loved this. This is more of a... The first one's kind of a little bit more of a backstory on, you know, being broken, and I feel like this one is more of a narrative on becoming who you are and becoming powerful as a woman. It really encompasses a ton of people in this. If you have not read any of Amanda's writing, I would definitely recommend it. I absolutely loved it, and this is, like I said, by far my most favorite poetry collection I have ever read. Now, the next two books that I have here should come as no surprise to anybody because it was the book birthday for Obsidio this month, but I did actually read Gemina and Obsidio. There will be a full review on these books on the entire series coming later this week, but I absolutely adored this series. I bawled my eyes out all through Gemina. I was like really upset when it first started that Katie and Ezra weren't in it and there was no Aiden. And then the further along I got, I fell in love with Hannah and Nick, and I loved this story. I'd have a hard time choosing between both of them, but I'm going to kind of formulate my thoughts when I do my review later and kind of think which one I enjoyed more. But I really, really loved this book. It took me forever to read it because I was afraid to continue with the series because I loved Illuminae so much, and then like I said, this is a completely different cast of characters, but I did really, really enjoy it. I inhaled this book. If you guys are interested at all, there is a review on this book specifically already up on my blog. And then Obsidio. Happy book birthday to Obsidio. I loved this book. I would say it is my least favorite out of all of them. I can really say that. But it was still really, really good. I did like that all of the characters kind of come together in this. And it's just this crazy whirlwind of stuff happens in it. And I really, really loved it. The last about 150 pages, I did nothing but cry. I actually read this at work, and it really was probably not the best place to read it because you can't just be standing there crying at work. But I really, really love this. If you guys haven't read this series, I would definitely recommend it. It's so good. It is a sci-fi novel if you're not familiar. And it follows these two groups of kids, essentially. I think they're about 18 years old, but it follows them on their journey when their spaceships are attacked. And I really, really like this. As somebody who's not a big fan of sci-fi, I would recommend this even if you don't like sci-fi. I think it has a little bit more substance to it that I think a lot of people will enjoy outside of just the sci-fi realm. So yeah, definitely the highlight of my month was finishing this series, but also it was the saddest part of my month because I didn't want it to end. Now I'm going to move into the books that I'm still currently reading. This one will come as no surprise to anyone. The girl that I'm reading this with is actually also confused about like where we're supposed to be, so we're going to regroup hopefully on Skype tonight and kind of go over what we should be reading. But it is The Black Prism. I'm still really liking this, but there's just so many releases that have come out and so many other books that I've just really been wanting to read that I've finally gotten around to reading this month that I haven't really picked this one up. But like I said, I am really enjoying it. I will continue with the series. I will give it to my husband. He definitely knows me well. When I first read this and I didn't like it, he said, hey, you would really like this series. I think you just need to give it another chance. I wasn't in a good headspace when I first tried to read it, so I am going to finish this. I am going to continue with the series, and I'm really, really loving it, even though Kip is still annoying, but I think he's less annoying now that I'm a little bit more grown up and I kind of understand where he's coming from. But I just really love all the other characters, and I love the plot twists in this. I really, really adore it. And the next book I am obviously reading is The Book Thief. This review for this is going to come next week, and the last question should come next Sunday, closer to the end of the month. We have already voted on next month's books. If you're interested in that, the Goodreads group is down below if you guys like to know what we are reading. There will be a full announcement when I do the wrap up for this book, but I'm really loving this book so far. I am not doing like vlog or any kind of updates outside of just this on how I'm feeling about it, but I will let you know I am really enjoying it. Does it live up to the hype? We'll have to see. But so far I really like it, and I'm so in love with this cover. I like specifically sought out this cover, and everyone thinks I'm so weird for it, but I really, really like it. But yeah, so I'm still currently reading The Book Thief. I am on page 351, so I'm about 2/3 of the way through the book right now, and I can't wait to finish it. And the last book we have here is a book that I have been wanting to read for forever, and I finally picked it up, and I'm so glad I did because I think it might become one of my favorite books of all time. And it is A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. G from Book Roast has been asking me to read this for so long. She says that I would absolutely love it, but for some reason I just wasn't in the mindset to read it, and I think it's because it was sci-fi. Also, I heard that a lot of people had issue with it because it is more character driven as opposed to story. Even G herself says that the plot is just kind of meh, but the stories absolutely make this, and I 1000% agree. I'm already in love with all the characters. I am not even that far. I'm 50 pages into this, and I'm already recommending that everybody read it. I absolutely adore this book so far. Sissix is probably my favorite character. If you guys are familiar at all with Elder Scrolls, she's essentially an Argonian, and Argonians are one of my favorite races in Elder Scrolls, so I was immediately drawn to her. I love this. I love the planet. I love the world that they live in. I love the spaceship that they live on. I think it's really beautiful. They have an entire room dedicated specifically to plants, and when I read that, I was like, holy shit, I want to live there. That's so cool. I really like this. I know nothing about the storyline for this book, however, because I was trying to avoid spoilers for it, and also now that I know, I didn't want to kind of give it away because people said the plot was kind of meh. I didn't want to know the plot because I feel like at that point I want to savor the tiny little details that do happen within the plot, so I didn't want to know kind of what happens in this book going forward. So I know nothing about it, but so far I'm absolutely loving it. All that's happened so far is she has arrived on the ship and met the crew that she's going to be working with, and I know that she's kind of running away from her family, but we don't really know why. And I really like stories like that, so I think I'm going to love this. But so far I am. So we'll see. I'll give you guys a wrap up at the end of the month. So the only other things that I know that I want to talk about at my mid-month check-in is kind of how I'm doing and some sort of like magic moments that have happened and kind of talk to you guys. The first magic moment that I have to talk about is we hit 2,000 subscribers, and I literally cried. I never even thought, I've said this 100 times, but I never even thought that like 10 people would find my content interesting, and 2,000 of you guys have, and that's such a staggering number for me. I really am so thankful for you guys, and I love doing this, and I love my channel, and it's such a positive place, and sitting down to film every Monday and editing my videos and taking time out of my day, it's wonderful because I was trying to find something that I was passionate about that may not necessarily pay monetarily, but gives back more emotionally and lets me put my energy into that I can kind of see, you know, a little bit of feedback from and make friends, and YouTube was such a perfect fit for me, and I absolutely love it, and you guys have no idea the opportunities that has opened for me even recently within the last 2 weeks. So many opportunities, so many wonderful things, and it is all thanks to you guys, so thank you so much for that. Honestly, I could not put into words how much I love you guys. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about is also thanks to you guys. If you guys saw my announcement video, I was talking about possibly doing like a comic corner series on my channel, which is in the works. I'm still doing it. Comics are kind of hard to judge, but also I talked about doing mental health stuff and like the launching of my website, and you guys have been so awesome about that. Everyone is super excited about the mental health stuff, about me just sitting down and talking to you guys kind of like this, and just, you know, letting you guys know things that are working for me, how I'm doing, any ways to help you guys, and you guys are so excited about it that I feel like I've met my people in a way, because it's like I love books and I love mental health and I love talking about books and I love talking about mental health, and you guys get it and you guys are really excited for it, and I love that you guys, even though it's my channel and I'm gonna put out the content that I want to put out, I'm so lucky to have found a subscriber base that's genuinely interested in the things that I'm doing, and I honestly, I I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, and I'm so lucky to be here, and I love that you guys are loving the things that I'm doing, so thank you. Alright guys, so that is it for my check-in. I don't really have any books that I'm planning on reading the rest of the month, other than Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, Black Prism, just finishing up books that I have already started that I haven't finished. According to Goodreads, I'm currently reading 8 books or 6 books, something like that, so I do need to finish the ones that I'm currently reading. I'm just really having a good reading month, but I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will see you guys in Wednesday's video. Bye!